Well, another day, another drone, and this one is an update to the Mini series with the Mini 4 Pro landing on our shores. But the real question is it an upgrade? And more importantly, how does it compare to the other, what feels like 50 or so drones that DJI have released this year? Well, really, the three, but two of these have been released in the past 6 months. But in this video, we're going to run through the Mini 4 Pro in comparison to the Mini 3 Pro, the Air 3 and flagship Mavic 3 Pro, so you'll get a better idea of which one might be right for you if you're looking for an upgrade, start your drone career, or build your fleet. Now, just before we dive in, we do have a deep dive on the Mini 4 Pro at our Drone Masterclass Academy, where we talk about everything from what's in the box to going through all the menu settings on the new DJI RC2 controller, with additional tips you might not know about if you are planning on picking this drone up. So do yourself a favor and check that out in the description below. But without further ado, let's dive in. So versus the Mini 3 Pro, and starting with camera quality, even though technically both have the same sensor size, it's not exactly the same sensor output. So you're definitely getting an upgrade over the Mini 3 Pro here, most notably with the picture profiles adding 10-bit D-Log-M and hybrid log gamma in the Mini 4 Pro. Not to mention the addition of 4K in 100 frames. And this is a welcome improvement over the Mini 3 Pro's maximum 4K 60 frames. And even though D-Cine-like in the Mini 3 Pro offers 10-bit color, this upgrade now gives us profiles in the Mini 4 Pro that are shared with the flagship Mavic 3 Pro. Both can also shoot 48 megapixel images, so we'll still give the Mini 3 Pro credit where it's due, although it is arguable that this is true 48 megapixel images, as buzzwords like quad Bayer technology are thrown around a bit, and it seems that multiple images are stacked to result in that megapixel size. But regardless, that's massive coming from drones of this size. Both can still shoot true vertical footage, perfect for social content, but unfortunately the filter threads have been changed in the Mini 4 Pro, so they're slightly different to what was in the Mini 3. So you will need to invest in some new filters to really unlock the drone's full cinematic capabilities, as the fixed aperture is still really this drone's biggest weakness in managing exposure levels, especially on really sunny days. We've been using Freewell Filters for all our DJI drones for a while now, including the Mini 3 Pro and Mavic 3 Pro, as they're more of an economical option for drone enthusiasts on a budget and have a variety of filter types from your standard ND ranging from 16 all the way up to 1000 for long exposure photography, but also CPL NDs to cut out unwanted glare or reflections on subjects. There is a link in the description if you want to know more about these. Onto the controller, and the new DJI RC2 brings OcuSync 4.0 to the Mini series with the 4, which is the most stable and reliable transmission signal to date, allowing up to 20 kilometers of 1080p transmission, where the Mini 3 Pro is only compatible with the DJI RC and has OcuSync 3.0. Now, of course, you're not going to be flying that far away, but where this additional stability really helps is when flying behind structures or objects that might have otherwise interrupted the signal strength, such as mountains or buildings. So with this additional OcuSync 4.0, you're going to get much better reception when you are flying in those kinds of conditions. Where the Mini 3 Pro only had forward, downward and backward sensors, the new fisheye cameras on the back can now detect objects above, behind as well as to the sides, allowing for omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, which now unlocks not just the confidence of safer flying, but the addition of waypoints, which is our favourite intelligent feature. Also added is 360 active track functionality, which gives you the ability to draw the drone's flight path towards or away from a subject, which works quite well in our testing. And it also has additional functionality where you can change the variables of the distance to a person or tracking a car, the closer you get, as well as the further away you get. Cruise control has also been added to the Mini 4 Pro, a feature that was lacking and often requested a lot for the Mini 3 Pro. So another flagship feature that's now in the Mini drones. The Mini 3, however, does have master shots, quick shots, and active track options, as well as hyperlapse features. So it's not entirely lacking in intelligent functions either. When we get down to flight performance, both are extremely quiet while in the air, thanks to being under 250 grams, and both have the same flight times of around 34 minutes, with the batteries used for the Mini 3 Pro also working in the Mini 4 Pro. However, in our testing, we have found that the Mini 4 Pro batteries are actually lighter than the Mini 3 Pro batteries, and we believe this is because of the additional sensors that are in this drone make it slightly heavier, so they have had to cut out some of the weight from the battery. But this does mean that if you do put the Mini 3 batteries into the Mini 4, it will take it outside that restricted category, pushing it over the 250 grams. But you can put the Mini 4 Pro batteries into the Mini 3 Pro and it will still remain under the 250 gram limit. Again, just wanting to touch on the hyperlapses. With all the mini drones, these do get pushed around easier than the larger Mavic series drones and even the Air, so you may need to do some additional post-processing to stabilize the footage if it's a windy day. Other additional safety features also now available thanks to the obstacle avoidance are the augmented reality features like the home point location, return to home flight path, and drone shadow, all unable to be added to the Mini 3 Pro, we suspect due to the lack of omnidirectional sensors. One other little addition we like is the frame on the Mini 4 Pro has these little supports on the front arm, so it's no longer just supported on the base like the Mini 3 Pro, and it's a nice little addition to ensure more stable takeoffs and landings, particularly in windier conditions or if the ground you're taking off isn't that stable. One of the biggest things here really isn't the difference but how similar they are, which is the starting price for the Mini 4 Pro's FlyMore kit, which is essentially the same price as the Mini 3 Pro. So our guess is the Mini 3 Pro is going to be discontinued or altered in a future iteration like maybe the SE edition, so the Mini 4 becomes the main flagship Pro Mini. Overall, the Mini 4 Pro can do everything that the Mini 3 Pro can do and more. It's safer, has more intelligent flight features and improved sensor with new 10-bit color profiles. And with the price not even an issue here, the clear winner is the Mini 4 Pro. Even more so if you're looking to upgrade from the base Mini 3. Just remember to pick up some new filters. Now onto the Air 3. Now in terms of camera quality, the Air 3 is theoretically the Mini 4 Pro's biggest competitor in terms of which one most prosumers will end up going with. And at the end of the day, image quality over everything. So it's not hard to see why the Mini 4 Pro's wide angle camera has essentially been plucked out of the Air 3 and put into the smaller drone. Both have the same camera sensor which can output 10-bit D-Log-M and hybrid log gamma, as well as 100 frames at 4K and shoot 48 megapixel images. The apertures on both drones are also fixed, so you will want to get filters for both to assist with managing exposure levels in harsh lighting conditions. Of course, the Mini 4 Pro's native vertical shooting outperforms the Air 3 here, although the Air 3 does have a crop mode of 2.7K, which is nice, but not really a true comparison to the Mini 4 Pro's true vertical 4K capabilities. So why would anyone choose the Air 3 over the Mini 4 Pro then? Well, the biggest reason, of course, is the additional 70mm medium tele camera, and honestly, in our opinion, that's really the only reason to get the Air 3 over the Mini 4 Pro when it comes to camera output. Now onto the controllers, and this is where both drones are very similar, as both are compatible with the DJI RC2 and NC2, which have OcuSync 4.0 for more stable and further transmissions. Both also have omnidirectional avoidance and share the same smart features with cruise control, waypoints, hyperlapse master shots, and quick shots, but the Mini 4 Pro does edge out the Air 3 with the improved 360 active track. But we wouldn't be surprised to see this brought over to the Air 3 in a future update, as we suspect that this was added to the Mini 4 Pro first to make it more appealing on release. Cheeky. Now, other areas where the Mini 4 Pro excels over the Air 3 is, of course, its weight at under 250 grams. In some countries, you don't need to register or have a drone license to fly, with the Air 3 more than double the weight. But it does mean it's a little heftier, so it can put up more of a fight up against the wind than the Mini 4 Pro. But if you are looking for other reasons to get the Air 3 over the Mini 4 Pro, well, overall flight performance is where you might find it. Firstly, like I mentioned, the weight makes it more resistant to wind, and the Air 3 is able to fly for 46 minutes to the Mini 4 Pro's 34 minutes. However, pop in a Plus battery for the Mini 4 Pro and you are getting up to 45 minutes of flight time. Of course, this does come with the additional cost for the Plus battery. This would also take the drone over the 250 grams, so out of the unrestricted flight category. So that's just something to keep in mind, but it is a welcome option for the Mini 4 Pro for those who need more airtime. The Air 3 is also quicker compared to the Mini 4 Pro in every way, with almost double the Mini 4 Pro's ascent and descent speed at 5 meters a second versus 10 meters a second, and also substantially quicker in horizontal flight at 16 meters a second versus 21 meters a second. Finally, the price, and it's no surprise that the overall price of the Mini 4 Pro is more competitive than the Air 3. So for those on a budget, investing in the Mini 4 Pro will stretch your dollar further. It really is down to what you're wanting out of your drone experience. If you think you'll get more benefit out of an extended flight time, being more stable in windy conditions, with the additional medium tele camera functionality, then the Air 3 is the way to go. If you don't think the additional medium tele camera will be beneficial to your daily use, then the Mini 4 Pro, with essentially the same 24mm wide camera quality in a smaller, more mobile package, but with all the safety benefits and intelligent features found in the Air 3, then the Mini 4 Pro is the way to go. Now to the flagship drone, the Mavic 3 Pro. Does the Mini 4 Pro hold its own against the heavyweight in the DJI prosumer family? Well, when it comes to camera quality, at least surprisingly well. More than it probably should be able to. The Mini 4 Pro being able to share some of the same 10-bit color profiles as the Mavic 3 Pro, at least in its wide camera, is huge. Of course, the wide camera on the Mavic 3 Pro can also support D-Log, and its sensor is substantially larger, so naturally this will give you an overall higher quality image, but just comparing the D-Log M and HRG side by side, the Mini 4 Pro holds its own, again, more than it should be able to. But of course, the wide camera on the Mavic 3 Pro is a Hasselblad sensor, as well as a variable aperture, so this gives you much more flexibility when managing exposure, as well as its larger sensor overall, giving the drone naturally more dynamic range. But filters are always recommended regardless of the drone and lighting scenario, so you can have full creative control regardless of the lighting conditions. Then of course the additional camera options on the Mavic 3 Pro really give this no comparison to the Mini 4 Pro, with the medium and tele lenses levels above the Mini 4 Pro in terms of creative flexibility. But if we're just talking about the wide camera's video capabilities, the Mini 4 Pro is closer to the output quality of the Mavic 3 Pro than it has any right to be, especially with its ability to also shoot vertically in 4K 100 frames and share the same 10-bit D-Log M and HLG color profiles. The Mini 4 Pro also boasts 48 megapixel raw images to the Mavic 3 Pro's 20 megapixels on the wide camera. However, we don't think it is too much of an issue in most scenarios. The maximum resolution output on the Mavic 3 Pro wide camera is also 5.1K, so larger than the Mini 4 Pro. But as the Mini 4 Pro does boast 4K 100 frames, it's still an impressive output from such a small drone. When talking about controllers, the Mini 4 Pro boasts the OcuSync 4.0 versus the Mavic 3 Pro's 3.0. When it comes to the intelligent flight features, the Mini 4 Pro truly holds its own. You've got all the same quick shots, master shots, cruise control, and hyperlapse, all found in the Mavic 3 Pro, thanks to the omnidirectional sensors. Add to that the addition of 360 active track, not currently found in the Mavic 3 Pro, so a little victory for the Mini 3 Pro there. But again, like the Air 3, we suspect that it will be added in the future. You're not really getting anything significant in the Mavic 3 Pro apart from being able to execute these features in the additional cameras, where you're only being able to use the wide on the Mini 4 Pro. When it comes to flight performance, the Mavic 3 Pro flight time of 43 minutes is of course expected with a larger battery. However, with the Plus battery in the Mini 4 Pro, you're also able to get 45 minutes, which is impressive when comparing overall flight time abilities. Of course, the Mavic 3 Pro will be more stable in windier conditions, which is definitely most beneficial when using the hyperlapse functionalities. Plus, being so small comparatively, transporting the Mini 4 Pro is also so much more convenient than the Mavic 3 Pro, especially if you have constant setups and pack downs if you've got multiple shoots in a day, like in real estate. Price is all very relative when you get down to the differences in what you're getting for your hard-earned dollars. Sure, the Mavic 3 Pro is much more expensive drone package, but you will be getting a maximum resolution of 5.1K with additional D-Log in the wide Hasselblad camera and an additional 2 cameras in the medium tele and tele cameras, which thanks to a recent update allows the 3 cameras to share D-Log M and hybrid log gamma, making this the most versatile prosumer drone to date. For a fraction of that price in the Mini 4 Pro, you're still getting a wide camera on a drone that can output 10-bit color with flat profiles for easier grading, under 250 grams, with all the safety and intelligent features like waypoints previously only found in the Air and Mavic 3 series. Add to that true vertical shooting up to 4K 100 frames. It's quiet, highly mobile, able to fly in areas you would otherwise need approvals for with the Mavic 3 Pro, and has increased flight stability with OcuSync 4.0. You've got a lot of drone in a very little package. But wait, there's more. Other things we love about the Mini 4 Pro but haven't really touched on is being able to use this to transfer files if you don't have an SD card reader available, or you don't have an SD card and you had to record directly into the drone itself. You can transfer this without having to turn it on and take off the props and gimbal guard cover, which can be a hassle. Also, the inclusion of the downward ambient light for lower light conditions such as dusk or nighttime is a really useful inclusion. And the additional night functionalities is also impressive inclusion in a drone this small. Now, DJI say it uses ISO fusion technology processing in the new sensor, where it algorithmically integrates the images gained by the two sets of analog amplifier circuits for a better dynamic range of actual imaging. Whatever that means. It's just more buzzwords like quad Bayer technology when outputting 48 megapixel images. But whatever they're doing, it works by reducing the overall noise, which you would usually get at levels above 400 ISO, which is no doubt assisted by the drone's dual native ISO. We're not actually sure what those two levels are, but we do know that it only works under 60 frames per second. Also, I mentioned the crazy tilt you can get with an unobstructed upward field of view, something that the other drones are unable to get due to the physical limitations or props getting in the shot. Of course, the Mini 3 Pro has the same sort of area here where it can tilt up. We also really like the new included propeller mounts and especially the new gimbal guard, which is a big improvement from the Mini 3 Pros that was super awkward to put on unless the gimbal was in the perfect exact position. In the new gimbal guard, the gimbal essentially just floats in space, and as long as you align the two sensors at the top, it easily clicks into place. We've loved the Mini 3 Pro ever since its release and used it often on lots of projects, especially in controlled airspaces and even indoor flying, and the DJI Mini 4 Pro is the perfect upgrade in every way. Also, in our opinion, it's not just for beginners, but also experienced pilots who need a quieter aerial solution who can benefit from adding this to their aerial fleet. It's ideal for drone users prioritizing mobility, but without sacrificing much on overall image output. 4K 100 frames is nice, but it's the 10-bit color profiles, improved safety features, not to mention now including one of the most powerful intelligent features in waypoints, all at a great price, that makes this drone package hard to look past. On the other hand, if you are a professional photographer seeking a more affordable alternative to the Mavic 3 Pro, then the DJI Air 3 is an appealing option with the additional 70mm medium tele camera that can also shoot 4K 100 frames, have 10-bit color profiles, and 48 megapixel images. Again, with the same safety features and waypoints in the Mini 4 Pro. It's also more robust in the air than the Mini 4 Pro, being quicker and more resistant to being pushed around in higher wind conditions. So if you consider yourself more of a content creator, traveler, or need to keep a lower profile on a regular basis like real estate or property shoots, then we recommend the Mini 4 Pro. If your daily projects require more flexibility in creative choices when shooting subjects and you don't mind paying a little more, then we recommend the DJI Air 3. And if you've got clients who need the higher quality and more flexibility regarding the projects or post-production required, then the Mavic 3 Pro is the way to go. Or if you've already got the Mavic 3 Pro, this could be a great drone in your kit to support your projects when you need a lower profile, vertical shooting, or flying in controlled airspace while still being able to match image outputs on a project shot on the Mavic 3 Pro thanks to the 10-bit color profiles that they share. If you have the Mini 3 Pro or even the Mini 3, I'd honestly look at selling and getting the Mini 4 Pro. The overall improvements are really that good, in our opinion anyway. Just remember, regardless of which drone you go for, if you're mainly shooting video, make sure to get yourself some filters so you can manage your exposure regardless of your lighting conditions, especially in the Mini 4 Pro and Air 3 series that have fixed apertures. Well guys, we hope you've enjoyed the video. Special thanks to the D1 store for letting us get our hands on this drone. And if you are in Australia and interested in picking this drone up, there is a link in the description for 5% off when you use UAVISUALS 5 at checkout. And don't forget, we have deep dives into other drones, including the Mini 4 Pro at our Drone Masterclass Academy. Details in the link below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video and learned something and helped you recommend which drone you're going to go for, please give us a like, and we'll see you in the next one.